Have you ever found yourself wondering why time seems to rush by faster as you grow older? And yet, every so often, there's a strange moment, fleeting but vivid, where time seems to slow down, almost like it used to when you were younger. Why does that happen? One theory is that adulthood's repetitive routines replace the novelty and excitement of youth. Our brains stop forming as many vivid memories. We stop truly feeling the moment. This change in perception where time speeds up or slows down is known as subjective time dilation. It has nothing to do with Einstein or relativity. It's a phenomenon of the mind. Your experience of time isn't just about clocks. It's influenced by your dopamine levels, emotional state, and how often you're exposed to new stimulating experiences. The Los Angeles Daily News outlines several major theories about why time feels faster as we age. And its number one theory is called proportional time perception. Each year becomes a smaller slice of your life. For a 10-year-old, a year is 10% of their whole existence. For an 80-year-old, it's just 1.25%. That shrinking proportion makes time feel faster. Theory 2, the impact of first experiences. Childhood is full of firsts. First kiss, first car, first heartbreak. These moments stick in your memory, stretching time. As we age, life becomes more repetitive, less memorable. Time compresses. Theory 3, routine and brain function. Routines blend days together. A month of identical mornings feels like a blink, but a week of travel, new faces, new places, that feels like a month. Novelty stretches perception. Theory 4, neural slowing. As we age, our sensory processing slows down. We're not absorbing as much data, and so we feel like time is racing by, not because it is, but because we're lagging behind. Here's the key. There's a difference between absolute time measured by clocks and perceived time measured by your brain. Time perception isn't tied to a single organ. It's constructed, stitched together by your brain interpreting sensory data. That's why time feels warped, and it's why you can actually train yourself to manipulate that feeling. If you don't, time controls you. And since our perception of time depends on healthy mitochondrial activity and regulated neuromodulators, this can often create a perfect storm. The result, a world where time feels fragmented, days blur, presence vanishes. We're overstimulated but underaware, driven by frequencies we do not see and chemicals we do not question. Allow me to explain. Most people blame stress these days on social media, the endless doom scrolling, the fake news, the comparison trap, the short attention spans. But the conversation usually stops at the content. What almost no one asks is, what are these devices doing to us before we even tap the screen? It's not just what we're looking at, it's the devices themselves. Phones, laptops, Wi-Fi, they all give off EMFs, or electromagnetic fields. And those invisible signals are already messing with our biology the moment we're near them. They affect our nervous system. They mess with our sense of time. And most of us have no clue it's even happening. Let's break that down further. There are two types of radiation: ionizing, like X-rays, which damage DNA, and non-ionizing, like EMFs, which don't directly break molecules but still interact with tissue, especially through heat and calcium shifts. Your devices emit non-ionizing radiation: Wi-Fi routers, Bluetooth, cell towers, even microwaves and LEDs. These exposures can excite cells just like caffeine, but without the buzz. In sensitive systems, EMF exposure can push the system toward excitotoxicity, that means overactivation, promoting the release of PUFAs, aka polyunsaturated fatty acids, and nitric oxide, which create free radicals and cellular stress. If your metabolism's already compromised, such as in hypothyroidism, diabetes, and low mitochondrial function, this stress builds up fast. It can lead to apoptosis, that's cell death, Quiet, cumulative, and deeply aging. Neuromodulators like dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin shape how we process time. When dopamine is high, it's like increasing your brain's frame rate. You register more detail per second. Life feels richer, slower, more vivid because you're processing more of it. But serotonin works in the opposite direction and not in the way most people think. Mainstream medicine treats serotonin like a feel-good chemical. The story goes low serotonin equals depression. So boosting it with SSRIs must improve mood and mental health. But the truth is far more complex, and in many cases, the opposite may be true. Serotonin is not a happiness molecule, it's a vasoconstrictor. It narrows blood vessels and reduces cerebral blood flow. That means less oxygen, less glucose, and less mitochondrial activity in your brain. It slows down metabolism and suppresses responsiveness to stimuli. When serotonin levels are artificially elevated, whether through SSRIs or psychoactive substances like cannabis, people often report that time flies by. They feel dulled, foggy, passive. Their sense of time contracts. Their attention narrows. This isn't increased well-being, it's a shutdown of sensory and energetic clarity. It acts more like a brake on brain function than a boost. So while dopamine sharpens perception and slows time by immersing you in the present, serotonin tends to do the opposite. It pulls you away from time, narrows your awareness, and makes your days blur together. This goes against nearly everything we're told about mental health, but it's a crucial piece of the puzzle when understanding how modern life warps our internal rhythms. EMFs can make things worse, mainly when your body's already under stress. They can add to the burden when your system's out of balance. And in today's overstimulated world where poor sleep, bad diets, and chronic stress are already common, EMFs can tip the scales even further. That's part of why we're seeing a rise in neurological issues, not just in older adults, but in people of all ages. In a world where time feels compressed and your biology is constantly under attack, you need a space to understand what's happening. That space is Apophenia, my online forum dedicated to exploring the deep connections between energy, health, perception, and modern life. No ads, no barriers, just exploration, education, community, and it's free. Join Apophenia today, share your thoughts, learn to take time back into your own hands. And before you go, click the link below to gain access to a free resource guide on how to strengthen your energy systems and protect your mind in the digital age.